There are mysteries that should not exist, signals captured from space that were never heard from again, disappearances where the final message defies all logic, stones carved with impossible symbols, and buried temples that should not be there at all. Today, in Episode 5, you'll discover 5 cases that still have no real explanation. Stay until the end, and subscribe before you forget how all of this began. Number 5. The WOW signal. In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio detected something that should not exist. A 72-second signal so intense, so precise, and so clean that astronomer Jerry Amon froze for a moment before writing the now famous note, "Wow." It wasn't noise, it wasn't interference, and it wasn't a satellite. It was far too perfect to be an accident. What made it even stranger was its frequency. It matched exactly what is known as the hydrogen line, a natural frequency of the universe that astronomers use as a reference point because it is easy to detect. If any intelligent civilization wanted to send a message that any technological species could find, this would be the ideal channel. It's like sending a letter to the universe's universal address. And yet, after those 72 seconds, it was never heard again. Decades of attempts to track it, repeat it, or trigger something similar have all ended the same way: complete silence. To make matters even more puzzling, its origin pointed toward the constellation of Sagittarius, in a region of the sky with no known objects capable of producing something so coherent. Some believe it was an artificial pulse sent only once, perhaps by mistake, or perhaps deliberately. Others think it was a failed attempt at contact. Today, the WOW signal remains a missed call from the universe. It arrived, stunned everyone, and never returned. Number 4. The disappearance of Frederick Valentich. In 1978, Australian pilot Frederick Valentich took off in a small Cessna aircraft for a routine flight over the Bass Strait. The weather was stable, the flight plan was simple, and his experience was sufficient for the route. Even so, 30 minutes later, he began describing over the radio something no manual could explain. Valentich reported that an elongated object was flying above him, moving erratically and without a clear direction. He said it had green lights and seemed to be playing with his aircraft, approaching and pulling away with no apparent pattern. Air traffic controllers detected nothing on radar. To them, he was completely alone. His voice began to sound nervous. He stated that the object was not a conventional aircraft and that it continued to orbit his position. Suddenly, he said the engine of his Cessna was starting to fail. When the controller asked him to describe the object again, Frederick responded with his final recorded words, "It's not an aircraft. It's flying over me, and I can't." What followed was a metallic sound, as if something struck or vibrated inside the fuselage. And then, absolute silence. The aircraft was never found, his body never appeared, and most unsettling of all, no military or civilian air traffic was recorded in that area that matched his description. The official investigation concluded it as an unexplained disappearance. Nearly 50 years later, his final transmission remains one of the most disturbing aviation records ever captured. Before we continue, if you enjoy real mysteries like these, make sure to subscribe. New episodes are on the way, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 3. The Dighton Rock. On the banks of the Taunton River in Massachusetts rests a massive stone that has puzzled archaeologists for centuries, the Dighton Rock. Its surface is covered with carved symbols that do not fit any recorded culture from the region. They are not known native pictographs, they are not clearly Viking runes, and they do not match colonial inscriptions either. It is as if someone left a message, but no one understands the language. Since the 17th century, all kinds of theories have been proposed. Some believed the markings were left by Viking explorers long before America was officially discovered. Others thought it was an ancient map created by local tribes, although indigenous peoples themselves denied having made it. There were even those who claimed it was a record of a lost ancient civilization. What makes it even stranger is that the rock appears to show human figures, animals, and geometric shapes that follow no clear pattern. Some lines resemble arrows, others look like boats, and some could represent stars or constellations. But nothing is entirely recognizable. Despite studies, casts, photographs, and modern analyses, the interpretation remains a puzzle. There is no consensus. It does not fit any known writing system. Today, the Dighton Rock continues to be a message carved in stone that no one has been able to decipher. A silent echo from an unknown author, and a purpose that remains completely hidden. Number 2. Göbekli Tepe. On a hill in southern Turkey lies one of the most puzzling archaeological discoveries in history, Göbekli Tepe, a complex of massive carved stone pillars arranged in perfect circles, built more than 11,000 years ago, long before cities, agriculture, or any advanced social structures were supposed to exist. The pillars rise up to 6 meters tall and weigh several tons. They are decorated with reliefs of animals, abstract symbols, and figures that appear to have ritual meaning. But the most unsettling part is this. At that time, humans were hunter-gatherers, without advanced tools or the level of organization needed to move, carve, and erect structures on this scale. Simply put, they should not have been able to do it. Göbekli Tepe challenges the accepted timeline. It suggests that social complexity and symbolic thinking existed far earlier than history books claim. And even more troubling, no one knows who built it or for what purpose. There are no remains of dwellings nearby, so it was not a city. No graves have been found either, so it was not a cemetery. To deepen the mystery, the site was deliberately buried thousands of years ago, as if those who used it wanted to hide it or protect it. Today, Göbekli Tepe remains an uncomfortable reminder that our understanding of the past may be incomplete. An impossible monument, built by hands that, according to logic, should not yet have existed. Even now, archaeologists continue to excavate only a fraction of the site, raising the unsettling possibility that what has already been uncovered may be just a small part of a much larger and still hidden structure beneath the ground. Number 1. The Red Rain of Kerala. In 2001, the region of Kerala in India experienced a phenomenon that seemed impossible. For several days, rain fell red, as if the sky itself were bleeding. Clothes were stained, rooftops were marked, and puddles looked like diluted paint. It wasn't mud or wind-blown dust, it was genuinely red water. Authorities sent samples for analysis. What shocked researchers was that the color did not come from minerals or industrial pollution, but from microscopic particles that appeared to be cells, yet with no detectable DNA. That ruled out any classic explanation. They were not algae, fungi, pollen, or common biological remains. They were organic structures that did not follow any known rules of life on Earth. Some scientists suggested they could be remnants of a meteorite that disintegrated in the atmosphere. Others spoke of unknown spores carried from extreme altitudes or even atmospheric processes we still do not understand. But no theory explains why the phenomenon was concentrated specifically in Kerala, or why the red rain continued for days without any change in weather patterns. Samples sent to different laboratories produced contradictory results. Weeks later, red rain fell again, with no clear climatic pattern. Today, the red rain of Kerala remains without a solid explanation, a phenomenon that appeared, baffled everyone, and left behind more questions than answers. These 5 mysteries remain open, challenging everything we think we understand. No expert has been able to close the case on them, and for now, all we can do is observe, compare, and ask ourselves what else we might be missing. If you want to keep exploring real enigmas like these, subscribe and stay on the channel. The strangest part, we haven't told it yet.